Hi, it's Stuart from Wayward Music again. Just going to do a couple of short videos now on ghost notes. We've already dealt with making the basic sounds on the cajon, so we've talked about the bass tone, we've talked about the high tone, we've talked about other tones that you can produce from the sides of the cajon. So those are like the raw materials that we will use to build up our rhythms. And one of the things that we can do to actually make our rhythms more interesting is to introduce these things called ghost notes. All a ghost note is really is a note that's played on the drum very quietly, so you can hear it, but it's really there in the background. And what that does is it starts to create a little bit more of a flow to the rhythms that we're making. So if we start off with the basic rhythm, you've seen me play it before, nothing special really, the old 1 and 3 on the bass tone, 2 and 4 on the snare, we can create a simple groove like this. Now that's a really nice groove because there's lots and lots of space in there that other musicians can fit in their own particular colours and tones as we play. What we might want to do though is to add a little bit more flow to the feel of what we're doing, and so what we're going to do is we're now going to fill in some of those spaces with some very, very quiet notes. I play hand to hand, so most of those ghost notes will be played with my left hand. So a ghost note really is played, it's much more of usually in the snare region of the cajon, so up in the corner. I play mainly just using my hands in a rocking motion very quietly. Some players, you'll notice, will often rest the hand on the cajon and play the ghost notes with the fingers. It's really a matter of personal choice and what works for you. But what I'm going to do is just play that simple rhythm, put in some ghost notes and let you hear how we can enhance what we play. Okay, so starting off with the basic rhythm. Now I'll add a few ghost notes. Okay, very simple, but if you notice what suddenly happens is the pattern, rather than becoming really kind of what I would call more upright in terms of just defining where the beats are, with those little ghost notes in between, then we start to create a little bit more of a flow to the pattern that we play. And we can do that for a straight pattern, we can do it with a swing pattern, sort of triplet feel as well. So again, starting with the basic 1 and 3, something a little bit more swingy. Sounds a bit familiar, doesn't it, really? Let's just add a few ghost notes. So all we're doing there now is using the same basic pattern, and by adding these little ghost notes with our left hands, we're beginning to create some texture, we're beginning to create some flow and some feel that the other musicians can play off. So that's really it. Nothing much overly exciting there, but hopefully it will help you to put your playing together in an interesting way that can really stimulate and motivate the musicians that you're working with.